Let me go! Giles! Giles! I bring evidence, Whittler! You cannot go in there, Giles. This is a court.
Maybe come a moment, sir.
Mr. Hale, you go in there and demand I speak.
A moment, sir, a moment.
They'll be hanging my wife.
How dare you come roaring into this court? Are you gone deaf, Corey?
You are no Boston governor yet, Hathorne. You would not call me deaf.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir.
I
I am asked a question, and I am old enough to answer it. The name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres and timber in addition. It'd be my wife you'd be condemning now.
And how do you imagine to help our cause with such contemptuous riot? Begone now, your old age alone keeps you out of jail for this.
They're telling lies about my wife, sir.
Then you take it upon yourself to decide what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside.
We mean no disrespect for
Disrespect indeed! It is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Excellency. I only said you were reading books, and they come and take her out of my house.
What books?
It is my third wife, sir. And I never had a wife be so taken with books, do you see? But there were no witch I accused her of. I broke charity.
Excellency, he claims hard truth for his wife's defense.
Then let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You're certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife, Rebecca Nurse, who were charged this morning.
Indeed. I'm amazed to find you in such uproar, Mr. Nurse. I have only good report of your character.
I think they both must be arrested in contempt, sir.
That you write your plea, and in due time I will...
We have proof for your eyes, Your Excellency. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir. The girls are frauds.
What's that?
We have proof of it, sir. They are all deceiving you.
It's contempt, sir. Contempt.
Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir.
Do you know
I
that
think
near
you
to
must be a wise
400
judge before you are.
You know that near to 400 are in the jails, from Marblehead to Lynn, upon my signature. And 72 condemned to hang by that signature.
I never thought to say to such a weighty judge, sir. But you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here?
She would speak with the deputy governor.
Did you not tell me Mary Warren was sick in bed?
Sure, Your Honor. I went to fetch her to the court last week. She said she was sick.
She's been striving with her soul all week. She comes down to tell the truth to you.
Who's this?
John Proctor, Your Excellency.
Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girl, sir.
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits.
Never. She assigned a deposition, sir.
No. No, I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given up the story in the village?
We have not.
This is attack upon the court, Your
I
Honor.
pray you, Mr. Paris. Do you know, Mr. Proctor, the entire contention of the state in these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children.
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout?
Pretense, sir.
Cannot hear you.
It were pretense, she says.
Ah, and the others? Susanna Walcott and the others, they're also pretending.
I, sir.
Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I should hear from you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts all concealment. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
Aye, it is, sir. And you will surely see it.
I take it you came here to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
I thought I would, aye. With your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in doing so?
But to free my wife, sir.
There looks nothing in your heart, nor hidden in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court.
Why, no, sir.
Mr. Proctor, I tell you this. I've seen marvels in this court. I've seen people choked by spirits. I've seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have until this moment not one reason to suspect the children may be deceiving me. Understand my meaning?
Your Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived such long lives, with such a bright reputation, and...
Do you read the gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the gospel.
I think not, for surely you know that Cain were an upright man, but he did kill Abel.
I, the The Bible tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending her spirit out? It is the children only, sir. And this one will swear she lied to you.
Judge Hathaway.
Aye, she's the one.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states she is pregnant now.
My wife pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We've examined her body.
But if she says she is pregnant, then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
Mr. Proctor, if I tell you I should have her kept yet another month, and she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living another year until she's delivered. What say you? Come in, you say your only purpose is to save your wife. Well, good then. She's saved at least this year, and the year is long. What say you? Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He is coming to overthrow this court, Your Honor.
These are my friends. Their wives
I
are...
judge you not, sir. Sit down. I'm ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to hurt the court. I
Marshal,
only...
go to the court and bid Judge Stout and Judge Sewell declare recess for 1 hour. And let them go to the tavern if they will. All witnesses and prisoners are to be kept in the building.
If you'll forgive me, sir, it's a good name. Known him all my life.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now, Mr. Proctor, what deposition do you have for us?
I am no lawyer, so...
The pure of heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
Will you read this first, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of Rebecca Nurse, and my wife, and Martha Corey.
They're good opinion.
These are covenanted people, land-holding farmers, members of the church. If you'll notice, sir, they've known the women many years and never saw they had no signs of dealings with the devil.
How many names are on this list?
91, Your Excellency.
These people should be summoned for questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave all these people my word no harm would come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court, Your Honor.
Is every defense an attack upon the court? Can no one?
All innocent Christian people are happy for the court to sail. These people are gloomy for it. And I think you might want to know what discontents them with you.
I think it must be examined, sir.
It is not necessarily an attack, I think, yet.
These are all covenant Christians, sir.
Then I'm sure they may have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn for all of these. Arrest for examination. Now, mister, what other information do you have for us? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
Brought trouble upon these people. I have.
No, old man. We have not brought trouble on them if they are of good conscience. But you must understand, sir, that a person is either with this court or he must be counted against it. There be no road between. This is a sharp time now, a precise time. We no longer live in the dusky afternoon when evil mixed itself with good and befuddled the world. Now, by God's grace, the shining sun is up, and them that not fear the light will surely praise it. I hope you be one of those. She's not hardy, I see.
No, she's not, sir. Now, Mary, remember what the angel Raphael said to the boy Tobias. Remember it. Do that which is good, and no harm shall come to thee.
Come, men, we wait you.
John, my deposition, give him mine.
Aye. This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
Oh?
What lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know, I've never hired a lawyer in my life, Hathorn.
It is very well phrased. My compliments. Mr. Paris, Mr. Putnam is in the court. Bring him in here. You have no legal training, Mr. Corey.
I have the best. I am 33 time in court, and always plaintiff too.
Oh, then you are much put upon.
I've never put upon. I know my rights, sir, and I will have them. Your father tried a case of mine, might be 35 years ago, I think.
Indeed?
He never spoke to you of it.
No, I cannot recall it.
That is strange. You were a fair judge, your father. You see, I had a white mare at this time, and some fellow come to borrow it, and there he is.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation against you by Mr. Corey. He claims that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail. What say you?
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states the charge is a lie. What say you to that?
A fart on Thomas Putnam. That is what I say.
What proof do you submit for your charge, sir?
The proof is there. If Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeit up his property. That's law. And there's no one but Putnam
peace. He's killing off his neighbors for their land.
But proof, sir, proof!
The proof is there. I have from an honest man who heard Putnam say it. The day his daughter cried out on Jenkins, he said she'd given up a fair gift of land.
In the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
I cannot give you no name.
And why not?
You know, will I not? He'll lie in jail if I give his name.
It's contempt, sir. Contempt.
You will surely give us the name.
I will not. I've said my wife's name once, and I'll burn in hell long enough for that. I stand mute.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
This is a hearing. You cannot clap me for contempt of a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer! Do you wish me to declare the court in full session here? Or will you give me a good
I
reply?
cannot give you no name,
You're
sir.
a foolish old man! Cheever, begin the record.
Your Honor, he has the story in confidence, sir.
No. The devil lives on such confidences. Without confidences, there cannot be conspiracy, Your Honor.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, if your informant tells us the truth, let him come here openly like a decent man. But if he hides in anonymity, I must know why. Now, sir, the government and Central Church demand the name of him who reported Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Hale.
we can blink it no more. There's a prodigious fear of the court in this country.
Then there is a prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned
I
here?
may only fear the Lord, but yet there's still a fear in this country.
Reproach me
nevertheless.
not with the fear in the country. There's a fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
But it does not follow that those come accused are part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court. None! Mr. Corey, you are under arrest for contempt of this court. Now you'll be sent to jail until you decide to answer all questions.
No jail! We'll prove ourselves.
Say no more, John!
He's all I blame you. He maintained us all.
This is a court of law, Mr. I'll have no infantry.
Forgive him, sir, for his old age. Peace, child. We will prove ourselves now. You cannot weep, Mary. Remember what the angel Raphael said to the boy. Hold to it now. That is your rock. This is Mary Warren's deposition. Now, I would ask you, sir, to remember that while you read it, until 2 weeks ago, she were no different from any of the other children here today. She screamed, she howled, she swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away. And when she refused...
We know all this!
Aye, sir. She now declares that she never saw Satan, nor any spirit vague or clear that Satan may have sent to hurt her. And she swears her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I believe this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
I cannot say he's an honest man, for I know him little. But in all justice, sir, send him home, let him return with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
I have signed 72 death warrants. I'm a minister of the Lord. I cannot take a life without there be such proof so immaculate no qualm of evidence can deny it.
You surely do not doubt my justice.
I have this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse. I'm a minister of the Lord. I'll tell you this truth, sir. My hand shakes yet with a wound.
Mr. Hale, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. I hope you will forgive me. I've been 32 years at the bar, sir. And I should be confounded were I called upon to defend these people. Let you consider this now. And I bid you all do likewise. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto, on its face and by nature, an invisible crime. Therefore, we can only rely upon the witch and her victims. Now, we cannot hope the witch will accuse herself, granted. Therefore, we must rely upon the victims. And they do testify. The children certainly do testify. But as for the witches, none can deny that we are most eager for their confessions. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I believe I've made my point, have I not?
But the girl says that they are not truthful enough, that is true.
That is precisely what I'm about to consider. What more may you ask of me, unless you doubt my probity?
I surely do not. Consider it then.
Let you lay your heart to rest. The deposition, Mr. Proctor.
I would like to...
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent! Mr. Proctor, sit there. You, sit there. Cheever, go to the court and bring the children in. Mary Warren, how came you to this turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No, sir.
Then you tell me that you sat in my court callously lying while you knew that others would hang by your evidence. Answer me!
I did, sir.
How were you instructed in your life? Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir. I am with God now.
You're with God now.
I, sir.
And I tell you this, you're either lying now or you're lying in the court. And in either case, you have committed perjury and will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary. Do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I am with God now. I am with God.
Some of the children are not in the court, sir.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend Mary Warren has sent us a claim in which she states that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She claims as well that none of you have seen these either. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law based upon the Bible, and the Bible writ by Almighty God forbid the practice of witchcraft, and ascribe death as the penalty thereof. But likewise, children, God damns all liars and bearers of false witness. Now, it does not escape me that this deposition may be devised to blind us. It may very well be that Mary Warren has been conquered by Satan and is sent here to distract us from our sacred purpose. If so, her neck will break for it. But if she speak true, I bid you now, drop your guile and confess your pretense, for a quick confession will go easier with you. Abigail Williams, rise. Is there any truth to this?
No, sir.
Children, a very augur bit will now be turned into your souls until your honesty is proved. Will either of you change your positions or do you force me to hard questioning?
I have not changed, sir. She lies.
You would still go on with this?
Sir.
The poppet were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court while she made it, watched her make it, and witnessed her stab a needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
Why, that is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, were there ever any puppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept poppets in the house.
Your Honor, my wife never kept no poppet. Mary Warren testifies it was her poppet.
Your Excellency,
Jeever.
when I spoke with Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no poppets. But she said she did keep poppets when she were a girl.
She has not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a poppet will not keep 15 years, will it not?
It will keep if it is kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw no poppets in my house, nor anyone else.
Why, could there not have been poppets where no one could see them?
There might also be 2 golden candlesticks in my house, but no one ever saw them.
We are here, Your Honor, precisely to discuss what has never been seen.
Your Honor, what may Mary Warren profit to turn herself about? What may she gain but hard questioning and worse?
You charge Abigail Williams with a cool, marvelous plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife.
It is not a child, sir. Now hear me, Your Honor. In the sight of the congregation these past 2 years, she were twice thrown out of this meeting house for laughter during prayer.
What's this? Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I think it may have happened once or twice. She was a silly girl, but she is solemn now.
Aye. Now she'd be solemn and gonna hate people.
Quiet, man.
Surely I have no bearing on the question. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. It strikes me hard that she would laugh at prayer. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Mary, tell the governor how you danced in the woods.
Your Honor, since I came to town, this man has been black.
In a moment, sir. What is this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls to the woods, Your Honor, and they have danced there naked.
Your Excellency.
Mr. Paris discovered them there in the dead of night. There's the child she is.
Mr. Paris.
Your Excellency, I can only say that I never discovered any of them naked.
You discovered them dancing in the woods?
Aye, but I never saw any of them naked.
But they've danced!
Aye, sir.
Excellency, when I first arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that.
Excellency, will you permit me?
Pray.
never saw no spirits. Mary Warren were never afflicted by any manifest of the devil or the devil's agents.
No, sir.
And yet, when people accused of witchery confronted you in court, you would faint, saying their spirits came out of their bodies and choked you.
Pretense, sir.
Cannot hear you.
Pretense, sir.
But you did turn cold. I myself picked you up many times, and you were icy. Mr. Danforth.
I saw that many times.
They were pretending, Your Excellency. They're all marvelous pretenders.
Then she can pretend to faint now?
Now?
Aye, now, why not? There are no attacking spirits in this room, for none are accused of witchcraft. So let her faint now. Faint!
Faint?
Aye, faint! And prove to us how you pretended so many times.
I cannot faint now, sir.
Can you not pretend it?
I have no sense of it now.
Why? What is lacking now?
I cannot tell, sir.
Is it perhaps that here we have no afflicting spirits loose, but in the court there were some?
I never saw no spirits, sir.
Then faint now. And prove to us that you can on your own account as you claim.
I cannot do it.
Then you will confess. Attacking spirits made you
No,
faint.
sir,
This is a trick to blind the
No,
blind.
it's not a trick. I used to faint because I thought I saw spirits.
Thought you saw them?
But I did not, Your Honor.
How could you think you saw spirits unless you know you saw them?
I cannot tell how, but I did. I heard the other girl screaming, and you, Your Honor, you seemed to believe them, and it were only sport in the beginning, sir. But then the whole world cried, spirits, spirits. And I promise you, Mr. Danforth, I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
Surely your excellencies are taken by the simple lie.
Abigail Williams, I bid you now, search your heart and tell me this. Beware of a child. To God, every soul is precious, and his vengeance is terrible on them that take life without cause. Is it possible, child, that these spirits you see are some illusion, deception
Like
only?
this, sir. This is a base question.
Child, I'd have you consider it.
Mr. Danforth! I have seen my blood running out. I have been here to murder every day because I point out the devil's people. And this is my reward. To be mistrusted, to
Child, I
die.
do not mistrust you.
Mr. Danforth, let you beware of it. Let you beware that the power of hell may not.
What is it, child?
I'm not a cold wind, Abby. Your Honor, I scream.
They're pretending, Mr. Danforth.
She is cold, Your Honor!
Mary, do you send this shadow upon me? I'm free!
Mary Warren, you send your spirit out?
Let me go, Mr. Broadbent! Oh, Heavenly Father, take this shadow
The
away!
whore! How do you dare call him man? It is a whore!
Now here, you charge!
Mark, she'll take a scream to stab me with, but
You just want to pass! You will prove this!
I have known her, sir! I have known her!
You are a lecher.
John, you
No,
deny.
no, Francis. It is true. It is true. She will deny it, but you will believe me, sir. A man will not throw away his good name. Surely you must know that.
In what time? In what time and what place?
In the proper place, where my beasts are bedded. 8 months now, sir. It is 8 months. She used to serve me in my house, sir. A man may think God sleeps, but God sees everything. I know that now. My wife, my dear good wife, took this girl soon in after, sir, and put her out on the high road. And being what she is, a lump of vanity, sir, Your Excellency, forgive me. Forgive me. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. And well, she might, for I thought of her softly. God help me, I blessed it, and there is promise in such sweat. But it is a whore's vengeance, and you must see it. I set myself entirely in your hands. Surely you must see it now. My wife is innocent. Except she know a whore when she see one.
You deny every scrap and tittle of this.
If I must enter that, I will get a family!
She does not deny Mr.
You will remain where you are! Sit you down! Mr. Paris, bring Goodwife Proctor in here. And tell her not one word of what's been spoken. And let you knock before you enter. Now we shall touch the bottom of this swamp. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
In her life, sir, she have never lied. There are them who cannot sing, and them who cannot weep. My wife cannot lie.
When she put this girl out, she put her out for a harlot.
Aye.
And knew her for a harlot.
She knew her for a harlot.
Child, if she tell me we're for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold. Turn your back. Turn your back! You, do likewise. Let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. Not one person is to say a word or raise a gesture, aye or nay. Enter. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. You're to look at me and not at your husband, in my eyes only.
Good, sir.
We're given to understand that at one point you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her?
She dissatisfied me. And my husband.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were.
Look at me, woman. Was she slovenly? Lazy? What disturbance did she cause?
Your Honor, in that time I was sick. My husband is a good and righteous man, sir. He is never drunk as some are, nor wasting his time at the shuffleboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, I were a long time sick after my last baby. I thought I saw him somewhat turning from me. And this girl—
Look at me, woman!
Aye, sir. Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her. And so one night I lost my wits, I think. And I put her out on the high road.
Your husband. Did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a goodly man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He—
Look at me! To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Elizabeth, tell the truth,
She has
Elizabeth!
spoken, remember?
Elizabeth, I have confessed!
Oh, John, no!
She only thought to say my name!
Excellency, it is a natural lie to tell. I beg you stop now before another is condemned. There's private rampaging through this testimony. I believe him. To my testimony to God, I believe him. To go back his wife before another—
She has spoken nothing of lechery, and this man lies.
I believe him. Since the beginning, this girl has always struck me.
You will not! Be gone! Be gone, I say!
What is it? What do you see? Girls, why do you—
It's on the beam! Behind the rafters!
Where?
Why do you come, yellow bird?
Where's the bird? I see no bird!
My face! My face!
Be quiet!
Do you see a
Be
bird?
quiet!
But God made my face. You can know what to tell my face. Oh, envy's a deadly sin, Mary. Oh, Mary, it's black
the devil's work?
He come at me by night and every day. And I sighed.
Sign what?
The devil's book. He come with the book.
My name! He wants my name! I'll murder you, he says, if my wife hangs. We must go and overthrow the court, he says.
Mr. Hale!
He wake me every night. His eyes were like coals, and his fingers claw my neck. And I sigh and I sigh.
Excellency, child's gone blind.
Mary!
No!
Mary!
I love God. I go your way no more. I love God. I bless God. Oh, Abby. Abby, I'll never hurt you more.
What are you? You're combined with Antichrist, are you not? I've seen your power, you cannot deny it.
This is not witchcraft. These jewels are
I will have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. Do you confess yourself befouled with hell? Or do you keep this black allegiance yet? What say you?
I say, God is dead!
Hear it! Hear
A
it!
fire! A fire is burning! I see the brood of Lucifer! I see his filthy face! And it is my face and your face stand for it! For them that quail to bring men out of ignorance! As I have quailed and as you quail now, when you know in all your black hearts that this be fraud! God damns our kind especially! And we will burn! We will burn together!
Marshal, take him to court with him to the jail.
I denounce his receipt. I quit this court.
You are pulling down a Hale! Raising up a whore!
Hale!
Sarah, wake up. Sarah, good. Tituba.
Oh, Majesty, come in. Tituba, he's here. Your Majesty's come.
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look to me like His Majesty. Looks to me like the Marshal.
Come along now. Clear this place.
Oh, is it you, Marshal? I thought for sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Now, can I have a sip of that cider for me going away?
Where are you off to, Sarah?
We're going to Barbados as soon as the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Oh, happy voyage to you.
A pair of bluebirds winging southernly, the two of us? Oh, it'll be a grand transformation, Marshal.
Just give me that back. You'll never rise up off the ground. Come along now. Clear this place.
I'll talk to him if you desire to come along.
I do not deny it, Tituba. It's a proper morning to fly into hell.
Oh, it ain't no hell in Barbados. He be singing and dancing in Barbados. You folks, you rile him up round here. He frees the soul in Massachusetts. But in Barbados, he's just as sweet and... Yes, sir! That's him, Sarah! I'm here, Majesty!
Come along now. Clear this place.
He coming for me! I'm going home!
Now that ain't Satan, just a poor old cow with a half full of milk.
Take me home, devil! Take me home!
Tell him I'm going, Tituba! Tell him Sarah Good's going too!
Good morning, Majesty.
Where's Mr. Paris?
I'll fetch him.
Marshal, when did Reverend Hale arrive?
They were toward midnight, I think.
What is he about here?
He goes among them, I'll hang and praise with them. He's Rebecca nurse now. Mr. Paris with him.
Indeed. That man have no authority to enter here, Marshal. Why have you let him in?
Well, Mr. Paris commands me, sir. I cannot deny him.
You drunk, Marshal?
No, sir. It's a bitter night and I had no fire here.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There's a stench in this place.
I've only now just cleared out the people for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Let you question Hale, Excellency. I'd not be surprised if I'm preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. It's strange.
Think sometimes Paris has a mad look these days.
Mad?
I saw him one morning, coming out of his house, and I bid him good morning. And he wept and went his way. I do not think it is well the village sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps he has some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
The cows.
There'd be so many cows wandering the high roads. Now their masters are in the jails, and much disagreement as to who they will belong to now. I know Paris be arguing all yesterday. There is great contention, sir, about the cows. Contention make him weep, sir. It were always a man that weep for contention.
Good morning, Your Excellency. I beg your apologies for waking you so early. Good morning, Judge Hathaway.
Reverend Hale have no right to enter this place.
Your Excellency, hear me.
This is business here.
Your Excellency, now he sits with Rebecca and bid her confess.
He bids her confess.
Hear me. Rebecca have not said a word to me since she came these 3 months. Now he sits with her and her sister and Martha Corey and 3 or 4 of the other women. And he bids them confess to save their lives.
Why? This is indeed a providence. And they soften. They soften?
Not yet. Not yet. But there's hope, I think. That if he were to bring any of these to God, it surely damns the others in the public eye. This way, done confessing claiming innocence, doubts are multiplied, and none may all doubt that they are linked to hell.
Cheever, give me the list.
Sir, it cannot be forgotten that when I summoned the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, there would be no more than 30 people that show up.
Peace. Which of these do you have hope for, Mr. Paris?
Your Excellency.
Which of them do you have hope for? If even one may be brought to God, I myself will strive with them till dawn.
There's not a sufficient time until dawn.
I shall do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Your Excellency, a dagger.
What do you say?
Tonight, when I opened up my door, a dagger clattered to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. It's a whole other people you be hanging. There's a danger for me here. I cannot go outside my home, but for fear. There is news that the court must reckon with, sir. My niece, she's vanished.
Vanished?
I thought to summon you earlier, sir, but
Why? How long is she gone?
this be the 3rd night, sir. Mercy Lewis is gone too.
Where may they be? I will send a party for them.
I think they'd be aboard a boat, sir. I hear now that my daughter tells me she heard them talking of boats. And tonight, I discovered my strongbox was broken into.
She have robbed you?
31 pound. I'm penniless.
You are a brainless man, Mr. Paris.
It profit you nothing that you should blame me. I think they would not run but for fear to keep it Salem since the news of Andover is broken.
Andover's remedy. The court will return there on Friday and resume examinations.
I'm sure of it, sir. But the news here speaks of riot in
There is no riot in Andover.
I just tell you what is here said here, sir. Here they say that Andover has thrown out the courts and that they'll have no part in witchcraft. There's a faction here. That faction is feeding on the news, and I fear there will be a riot.
Riot! Why at every execution have I seen naught but high satisfaction on the town?
It were another sort you hanged till now, sir. Rebecca Nurse is not some Bridget that lived with Bishop 4 years before she married him. John Proctor's no Isaac Ward that drank his family into ruin. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet, and I fear she'll speak of vengeance upon you.
Excellency, she is condemned to
Peace, Judge Hathaway. How do you propose then?
I would postpone the hangings for a time, Your Excellency.
There will be no postponement.
Now, Your Excellency, now that Reverend Hale's back to bring them to God, there is more hope that if you were to bid these confess,
There will be no postponement. Where is Reverend Hale anyway?
like I said, he speaks with the others. And I think that if he brings any to confess, it will bid the others damned in the public eye. And when they hang, many people will fear for them, and our good purpose is lost in their tears.
Marshal. Have him bring Reverend Hale here. Willard. Marshal, fetch Reverend Hale.
Yes, sir.
There he is. Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We're glad to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I'm gonna pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca will not confess.
The sun will rise in a few moments, sir. I need more time.
Now hear me, beguile yourselves no more. I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed, and the names of those 7 are given out. The village expects to see them die at dawn. Postponement now speaks a floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died until now. While I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. Retaliation is your fear, know this. I should hang 10,000 that dare to rise against the law. And an ocean of salt tears cannot melt the resolution of the statutes. Now draw yourselves up like men, and help me as you are bound by heaven to do. It's good from the call, Mr. Hale.
Oh, but Proctor, he's in the dungeon.
Proctor's way now.
Sits like some great bird. Do not know he lived except for he takes food from time to time.
His wife. His wife must be well on with child now.
She is, sir.
Mr. Paris, what think you? You have closer knowledge of this man. Might a present soften him?
It is possible, sir. He's not seen us in 3 months. I should fetch him.
Is he adamant? Has he struck at you again?
Cannot, sir, for he's chained to the wall.
Fetch Goody Proctor. Then let you bring him up.
Your Excellency, if you postpone a week and publish to that town that you're striving for their confessions, that speaks mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hale, as God has not empowered me like Joshua to stop the sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of that punishment.
If you think God wills you to raise rebellion, you're mistaken.
You've heard rebellion spoken in Salem.
There's orphans running from house to house. Cows bellow on the high road. The stink of crops hangs high. No man knows when the harlot's cry will end his life. And yet, you wonder if rebellion spoke? Don't you wonder how they not burned your province?
Have you preached in Andover this month, Mr. Hale?
Thank God they have not named me in Andover.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is simple. I've come to do the devil's work. I've come to blind Christians that they should blind themselves. There's blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head? Hush!
Goody Proctor, I hope you are hardy.
I'm yet 6 months before my
Pray,
time.
be at your ease. We come not for your life. We, Mr. Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, your husband's marked ending this morning.
I've heard it.
Goody Proctor, you know, do you not that I come on my own, not from the court's authority, for if your husband his life is taken, I count myself as murder. Do you understand?
What do you want of me?
I have gone this 3 months like a lord into the wilderness, seeking a Christian way, for damnation is doubled on a minister who counts men to lie.
It is no lie. You cannot speak.
It is a lie!
No
They're
more!
innocent!
No more. I'll hear no more of that.
Let you not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. For I came into this village like a bridegroom to his beloved. Very crowns of holy law I brought. And when I touched my great confidence, it died. When I turned the eye of my bright faith, I flowed up. Beware, Goody Proctor. Cling not into faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that leads us to sacrifice. Life. Life is God's most precious gift. No principle, however glorious, may justify the taking of it. Will you prevail against your husband? Call him not before God's judgment. For it well may be that God damns a liar less than he that throws his life away for his own
the devil's argument.
Woman, before the law of God, we are sworn. You cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you're not summoned here for disputation. Be there no wifely tenderness in you? You will die with the sunrise. Your husband. But say you will you contend with him? Are you stone? I tell you true, woman. If I had no other proof of your unnatural life, your dry eyes alone would be sufficient evidence that you delivered up your soul from hell. A very ape would weep at such calamity. The devil dried up any tear of pity in you. Take her out. Profit nothing she should speak to him.
Your Excellency, let me speak with him.
You'll strive with him?
We plead for his confession, or will you not?
I promise nothing.
Pray leave to
Let me speak with him.
Mr. Proctor, you've been notified, have you not? I see light in the sky, mister. Let your counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor, I'm sure that God lead you now.
You've been changed.
Hi. The child.
It grows.
There's no word of the boys.
They're well. Rebecca's Daniel keeps them.
You have not seen them?
No, I've not.
You are a marvel, Elizabeth. They come from my life today.
I know it.
None have yet confessed.
There be many confessed.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Isaiah Goodkind is one. Goody Ballard is one. There be many.
Rebecca?
No, not Rebecca. She's 1 foot in heaven now, not may hurt her more.
And Giles?
You've not heard it?
I hear nothing, Rebecca.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He were not hanged. He will not answer Iron Age's indictment, for if he denied the charge, they'd hang him surely and auction out his property. So he stand mute and died Christian under the law. So his boys will have his farm, it is the law, for he cannot be condemned to wizard without he answer the indictment Iron A.
Then how does he die?
They press him, John.
Press?
Great stones they lay upon his chest until he plead Iron A. They say that he gave him but 2 words. More weight, and then he died.
More weight?
I were a fearsome man, Giles Court.
I have been thinking. I would confess my son. What say you? I give him back.
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you will, I would have. I want you living, John, that's sure.
Giles' wife. Have she confessed?
She will not.
It is a pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I cannot mount the gibbet like a saint. It is a fraud. I am not that man. I am no good man. My honesty is broke. Nothing spoiled by giving them this lie that were not wrought long before.
And yet you have not confessed till now. That speak goodness in you.
Spite. Spite only keeps me silent now. It is hard to give a lie to dog. I would ask for your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
It is not for me to give, John.
Let them who have never died, let them who have never lied die now to keep their souls. For me it is a fraud, a vanity that will not blind God nor keep my children out of the wind. What say you?
John, it come to naught that I should forgive you. Will you forgive yourself? It is your soul, John. Only be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you do, it is a good man does it. of my own account. In need of cold wine to promise.
Enough! Enough!
Better you should know me.
I'll not have it! I do know you!
You take my sins upon you,
No,
John.
I take my own. I take my...
I counted myself so plain, so poorly made that no honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how I should say my love. You were a gold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun is soon up.
Do what you will, but let none be your judge. For there is no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me. Forgive me, John. I never knew such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself?
I will have my life.
God be praised! It is a providence! He will confess!
Why do you cry it? It is evil, is it not? It is evil!
I cannot judge you, John.
Then who will judge me? God in heaven. What is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? It is honest. I think so. I am no saint. Let Rebecca go like a saint. For me, it is a fraud.
I am not your judge. I cannot be.
Would you ever give them this lie? Say it. Would you ever give them this? You would not. If tongues of fire were singeing you would not. It is evil. Good then. It is evil, and I do it.
Praise to God, man. Praise to God. Be blessed in heaven for this. Now then, let us have it. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Why must it be written?
Why? For the good instruction of the village. This I would post upon the church door. Where's the marshal?
Willard, hurry.
Now then, mister. We speak slowly and directly to the point for Mr. Cheever's sake. Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come in, there's light in the sky. The town waits at the scaffold. I would give out this news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
Praise God.
And when he come to you, what were the man? Did he bid you do his work upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service. Ah, Rebecca Nurse. Come in. Come in, woman. Now let her see your good example, that she may be brought to God herself. Now here, goody nurse. Say on, Mr. Proctor. Did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John.
I did.
Now, woman, surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Oh, John, God send his mercy on you.
I say, will you confess yourself, goody nurse?
Why, I cannot. It is a lie. It is a lie.
Take her out.
Courage, man, courage. Did you ever see Rebecca Nurse in the devil's company?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Easty, with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
I did not.
Mr. Proctor, you mistake me. There were a score of people who testified they saw this woman with the devil.
Then it is proved. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why, you should rejoice to say it, should your soul be purged of any love for hell.
They think to go like saints. I like not to spoil their good names.
You think they go like saints, Mr. Proctor. Look you, I think you mistake your duty here. It matters nothing what she thought. She's convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending your soul out upon Mary Ward. Your soul alone is the issue here, mister, and you will prove its whiteness. You cannot live in a Christian country. Will you tell me now what persons conspired with you in the devil's company? To your knowledge, was Rebecca Nurse...
I speak my own sins. I cannot judge another. I have no tongue for it.
It is enough he confess himself. Let him sign it.
Your Excellency, it is a great service. It is a weighty name. I beg you, let him sign it. The sun is almost up.
Come then, sign your testimony. Cheever, take it to him.
You have all witnessed it. It is enough.
You will not sign it?
You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Mr. Proctor, do you sport with me? You'll sign it or there's no confession, Mr. Sign it!
Praise be to the Lord.
Your second name, man. If you please.
No.
You sport with me? I must have your good and honest confession in my hand.
No. No, I have signed it. It is done. You have all seen this. You have no need for this.
Proctor, the village...
Damn the village! I confess to God, and God has seen my name on this.
Mr. Proctor.
You have come to save my soul, have you not? Here. I have confessed myself. It is enough.
You have not.
I have confessed myself. You have no need for this. It is enough.
No, sir, it is not enough.
God does not need my name upon this. Is there no good penance but it be public? God sees my name on this. God knows how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor.
You will not use me. I am no part of salvation that you should use me. I am no Sarah Good or Tituba. I am John Proctor. You will not use me.
I do not wish
I have
to
3 children. How may I teach them to walk like men? And I have sold my friends.
You have not
Beguile
sold-
me not. I blacken all of them when this is nailed to the church the very day they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have your good and honest...
You are the High Court. Your word is good enough. Tell them I confess myself. Say John Proctor broke to his knees and wept like a woman. Say what you will, but my name cannot.
It is the same, is it not? If I reported, are you signed to it?
No, it's not the same. What others say and what I sign myself to are not the same.
Why? Do you mean to deny this confession when
I
you're
need to
free?
deny nothing.
Then explain to me, Mr. Proctor. Why were you
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I lie and sign myself to lies! Because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang! How may I live without my name? I have given you my soul. Leave me my name!
Is that document a lie? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. But say you, I will not deal in lies, Mr. Proctor. I must have your confession in my hand, or can I keep you from the rope? What way do you go?
Proctor!
Proctor, you cannot, you will hang.
May God speak some goodness for them. Show them no tear. Give them a heart of stone and sink them with it.
Let you fear nothing. Another judgment waits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Whoever weeps for thieves weeps for corruption. Take them.
I have not had my breakfast.
Go to him, Goody Proctor. There's still time. Proctor! Proctor!
His pride and his vanity. What profit in the bleed? Will the dust of the earth call out his name? Will the worms cry? Declare his truth? Go to him. Take his shame away.
He have his goodness now. God forbid I take that from him. Our Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth